Imagine drawing a complex layout. Copying, pasting, and rotating every single line manually takes hours. But if you know how to use automated tools, you can generate that same geometry instantly. Today, we are building a full conference room layout, and we are starting right in the middle, the central conference table. This diagram shows how the ellipse tool works. It is defined by 3 points. First, you establish a center point on your grid. Then you pull outward to set a horizontal major axis, and finally, you pull upward to set the vertical minor axis. To execute this in the software, type the command EL and press Enter. Click your center point, type your specific numerical dimension for the length, say 120 inches, and then type 48 for the width. Locking in these precise mathematical proportions is critical. You must establish a perfect base object before you can apply any of the advanced duplication tools we will use next. With our table set, we need to surround it with chairs and place a grid of desks in the back of the room. We handle both scenarios using arrays, polar arrays for circles and rectangular arrays for grids. This diagram demonstrates the polar array. By selecting a base object, a single chair, and mapping it to the center point of our ellipse, the software instantly generates a perfect symmetrical ring of chairs. Before finalizing the command, ensure the associative property is checked. This tells the software to remember the relationship between copies. Instead of separate chairs, they remain a single mathematical entity. If you change the number, the entire set recalculates. By utilizing associative arrays, you stop drawing individual lines and start designing logical, interconnected systems. Next, we lay down carpet across the floor plan using the hatch tool. But before you click anything, be aware that the software strictly requires closed boundaries. Look at this diagram. There's a microscopic gap in the wall geometry. If you trigger the hatch command here, you create a leaky boundary. The pattern spills out of that gap into the digital void, likely freezing your software. The fix is systematic. Snap a polyline across the gap to close the loop, and reapply the hatch command. If the hatch looks like a solid blob, adjust the scale property to 50, and it resolves into a distinct carpet texture. The software relies on strict mathematical constraints. You must provide a perfectly closed loop and set the correct scale ratio to prevent these visual errors. A late-stage problem arises. The client wants the back of the room extended by 5 feet. Redrawing the walls from scratch takes unnecessary time, so we modify the existing lines using the stretch tool. There is a common trap here. If you use a standard blue left-to-right selection window, the stretch tool gets confused and acts exactly like the move tool, displacing the entire wall. This diagram shows the correct method. Drag your cursor right to left to create a green crossing window. This isolates the specific corner nodes. When selected, pull those nodes exactly 5 units to the right, extending the walls. The logic of the green box is simple. Any geometry fully enclosed inside it will move, while any lines that simply intersect its border will be stretched. Mastering these specific selection methods gives you true parametric control over your models, rather than constantly destroying and redrawing your geometry. Let's test your understanding of associativity. Look at this prompt. Your goal is to figure out how to add a new row of desks into the newly stretched space, but you cannot draw any new geometry. Take 5 seconds to think about it. Here is the solution. Because we built the desks as an associative rectangular array earlier, you simply select the array and change the row count in your Properties panel from 3 to 4. You can update the carpet just as easily. Grab the control grip on the edge of the hatch boundary and snap it to the newly stretched wall. The software seamlessly recalculates the fill to cover the new floor area. We covered a lot of ground today. Let's lock in the 4 distinct tools and rules we use to build and modify this workflow. This graphic outlines our core rules. First, the ellipse tool requires 3 clicks: center, major axis, and minor axis. Second, arrays must always be set to associative. Third, hatches demand perfectly closed boundaries and a check of the scale factor. And fourth, stretching requires a green crossing window every single time. True proficiency in this software relies on how intelligently you build your geometry, allowing your designs to anticipate and effortlessly absorb inevitable changes.